Flosstube, welcome to my channel, Little Lion Stitchery. I'm Stephanie, and let's talk about stitching. So Stitch Mania is really kicking my butt. There's a lot of stuff. There's just so many things to say about it. Maybe I'll go into that a little bit more later. Let's start. So I really thought I was going to have a finish this week. Actually, I almost had 2 finishes this week, but they'll probably get finished by next week. We'll see, but they're close. You'll see. Sorry. Every time. Ignore me. My water bottle needs to be cleaned. Tastes really tinny. Anyway, okay, so let's start with whips. So I worked a little bit on my two starts from last week. So we have, get the hair off. This is Love. It's a Valentine's Day freebie by Hands On Design. So I just finished this right hand border over here. I mean, it's cute. It's a cute border. And the original colors look like this. I'm just doing mine in the teal and the white. And then I believe the only other whip I have is this one. I really thought I was going to finish this one. I started doing the hexagons for the honeycomb. Come on, focus, focus, focus. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So I dyed this fabric in a charcoal, really dark. And then the words are white. The honeycomb is 3821. I believe that's just straw. And then behind the letters as well. Sorry, I keep pointing with that finger. So that's all 3821, and then the red hearts are 321. So that's just red. I think that one's just called red. But I love it. I ordered some fabric from Joann's to match this, and I don't know, it's been close to a week. I really need to call them and figure out what's going on with my order. Because I know when I ordered from Michael's, they said it's 24-hour turnaround time, which makes sense because I'm going to pick it up. But I don't know, Joann's, I was supposed to get an email from. I didn't get an email, so I had to call them and be like, hey, I placed an order like a week ago. Did you forget about me? So very excited to get that done. Maybe I'll work on that today. We'll see. So next we have my starts for the week. So last Sunday, last Sunday, I started this Hamsa. It doesn't look like anything right now. So this is a shin, and then it's going to have the Star of David, and then it's going to be encapsulated in a Hamsa. So I don't know if you see the fabric. The fabric's all watercolor and pastels and pretty. And I know it doesn't look like anything, because none of my starts do. But it's going to look like that. Yeah. So this was Sunday's start. So the first start. This is my first Stitch Mania, as I mentioned in my previous videos. And like this is my first complete week of stitching for Stitch Mania. Next year, I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to change the formatting because, I don't know, 20 starts in the first 20 days is, like, a lot to handle. Especially because sometimes I'm not sure, like, what I want to start. Like, I know all these are projects that I want to get to, but some I want to work on more than others, which I guess is normal, but I don't like having so many starts. So this is, I think it's just called Elephant Biscornu by Satsuma Street. So Hold on one second. Let me back up a little bit. So this, the Meant to Be was also a Valentine's Day freebie by Hands On Design. This came out this year, so February 2020. This was a free pattern on Deviantart. And this one is, sorry, like, so I believe this is like 16 inches, maybe. Maybe it's for the whole thing, because the front part's going to go on this bottom half here. And actually it's upside down. So it starts off with the elephants being upside down, but I didn't want to show it to you like this because everyone would probably comment, it's upside down. It's supposed to be upside down because they, you know, rotate. There's like 4 squares. I'll show you. There's 4 squares and they rotate. But this is going to be the top portion of the Biscornu, and then the back portion, or I'm sorry, the front and the back is going to go down here. But I just got like the little mommy elephant and the baby elephant. And I'm changing the colors as you will see. So this is what the finished Biscornu looks like. I've never made a Biscornu, so I'm excited. Sorry about the glare. So I'm excited to try that. But yeah, obviously I'm changing the colors. My favorite color is yellow, so I want to incorporate. And at first I was going to make the mommy elephant yellow, but the mommy elephant uses 4 colors. And different shades of yellow can get kind of, I mean, you could start, to get a darker yellow, you can use oranges and like orangey yellows, like, you know, deeper golden yellows. But otherwise, like, darker yellows are usually brown, so I want to use purple for the bigger elephant just because there's more variety in the shades and they don't look like mucky or like dirty, if that makes sense. And then, so let's see, Monday for the elephant. It's Monday. And then Tuesday, I was working on my Watercolor Owl. I'm not sure who makes this. It was a pattern that I found on Pinterest because I was looking for a watercolor owl. Owls remind me of my grandma, so I've been wanting to do a pattern. And I was looking for the perfect pattern, and this pattern had a lot of blues and greens and like teals, which I also really, really like, and some yellows, of course. So I'm going to show you the picture, obviously. But that's what I did for that. It's just part of his head. Nothing too crazy. And this is some, oh, I love stitching on this. This is tea-dyed Monaco. Not me tea-dyed, like fabric, or like the fabric is called tea-dyed Monaco. And it's very like, it feels like butter, like when stitching on it. Like my needle just slid in and out with like, just really nicely. I'm going to talk a little bit more about like the different fabrics that I use in a little bit because I'm not the biggest fan of the white Monaco, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But this was a pleasure stitching on. I loved it. I love the tea-dyed Monaco. Oh, picture. So that's going to look like that. And I posted it on my Instagram at littlelionstitchery, so you can see all updates of what I'm working on my Instagram. He's really cute. I really love him. The background, though, however, so the background uses the same colors as the owl. So what they did to make the pattern is, instead of it being a full square, it's like 2 little squares, but it's supposed to be a half stitch. It just looks, I don't know if I'm going to do the background. I want to, but looking at the pattern is going to make me go blind. But I absolutely love this pattern. And if anyone knows who the pattern belongs to, I would love to like give them credit. But I don't. I searched high and low and could not find the owner of the pattern. But it's super cute, and I love it. I love him. He's so cute. So that was, what did I say, Wednesday? Tuesday? Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, I definitely think I'm missing something. So Wednesday was, sorry, I have strands of, I know you're not supposed to pull them, but I do. Anyway, sorry. So I just did the top border. Borders really kill me. To be fair, I think I also was stitching Meant to Be on this day too, because I don't know, I really want to finish, and they're so cute. But yeah, just the top border. This pattern is, I'm having a brain fart, Summer Nights by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Boop. There we go. And that's what that pattern looks like. So yeah, I just did the top. Borders, because I always start in the upper left. I know I'm pointing that way, but for me it's left. I wonder if this reverse, I don't think it reverses it. Anyway, sorry. So I always start in the upper left corner when starting my cross stitch pieces. So yeah, borders, they're not that interesting, but they're usually where I start if there is a border. But I'm so excited. He's gonna be so cute. Mike and I go camping with a group of friends every year, and unfortunately, I'm very sad to say this year's camping might not happen, obviously. And we live in an apartment complex, so I don't know if I wanted to do this, but I was thinking about just setting up the tent in the backyard, well, like on a lawn, and camping out that way, and then having like a Zoom kind of thing. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We go camping in every beginning of August, so we shall see. Technically, I don't think our group is ever bigger than 50 people. Just saying. So that's that. I'm very excited to work on that. And then next is, I feel like I'm missing one. I'm definitely missing something. I don't know. Alright, so this is a free pattern by Lizzie Kate. It's Bloom. Focus. Oh, we had it. We had it. Sorry that the colors, I don't know, the colors always are weird depending on, you know, the lighting and whatever. But yeah, that's Bloom. Also thought I was going to finish it. I was working on it real hard yesterday, but it wasn't happening. And I realized I missed a stitch. It's not the biggest deal. So, if I can grab it. So this M is supposed to come out one more stitch, but so it doesn't really matter because it's the end, so I'm just gonna cut a column off of the flower here. Yeah, it's not the biggest deal because it's at the end too, but I was so mad when I saw that. Thankfully it doesn't ruin the rest of my pattern. Oh man, that's so frustrating when you find a stitch and it's not supposed to be there, and it does like ruin the whole piece. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Sometimes I'll just stitch over it depending on the colors, which that's nice, being able to stitch over it. Sometimes it won't bother me enough, but sometimes I'll stitch over it or add it later, depending, you know, it depends on a couple of factors, how I fix my mistakes. Sometimes I'll just rip it out, which is never fun. So that's Bloom. If you want to see the finished, I have a picture. So that's what the original looks like. But obviously I did mine on the purpley pink. It's actually called Eggplant, the color. eggplant fabric. So the colors are a little bit different, but not that different. I think the only thing I'm not using the Least Dye Works or Classic Color Works or whatever kind of fancy floss they're using in here. I'm just using a DMC, so I'm using white for the bloom, so it stands out more. I probably could have used like a hot pink. Whatevs. Okay. This, I don't know what the deal is. So this and the elephants, I think I'm just over stitching on white. Because it's just some 14 count that I had. I'm kind of running low on fabric, which is, should have planned ahead better for Stitch Mania. So this is you Smitten. I know it doesn't look like anything, but this is the little sheepy's head. And then I'm doing mine in gray because I'm definitely the black sheep of the family. So making a little black sheep. But it's called You Smitten by Bent Creek. And it looks like that. So obviously it's like browns and stuff. I don't think I'm going to do the birds. I might just put in like more hearts or something. Not sure. Not sure. But like I was saying, I think I'm really over. Is that all of them? No, I have one more. Okay. So I think I'm really over stitching on this white 14. So like I said, I'm running out of fabric. So 14 count Aida. If I dye it, it's like softer. I don't know, and I just like working with it better. Actually, I think this one is 16 count. I definitely am preferring like 16 count over the 14 count, and I've been for a while. But definitely when I dye it, it just has a nice drape, and it's nicer to work with. For this, obviously, I'm not using anything. I'm just stitching in hand. But for something like this, I don't know. I'm also stitching in hand, but I don't like that coarse feel. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, definitely not enjoying the 14 count Aida anymore, unless it's dyed. So I have some dyed pieces of 14 count somewhere. Oh, actually, the project that I hope to start today is, actually, let me finish what I'm doing. Okay. One more for my Stitch Mania starts. So this is what I started yesterday. And then I just worked on a lot of blooms. Wow, you can really see through that fabric, huh? Ooh, that color's coming up so bad. It's, just imagine so this is color 552, so it's very purple. Oh, wait, maybe, there you go. You can kind of see it better. Trying to see, yeah. It definitely shows up on the black. So I gave in and decided to use my 14 count black Aida. I do not have a good time dyeing black fabric. So yeah, I had this, I originally bought this for this pattern, and I wasn't going to use it because of all the complaints I just had about 14 count Aida. But it's black. It's like black, and I really wanted to stitch my galaxy on it. I'm doing another galaxy piece. So for that one, I'm trying to dye some fabric for it. So I've dyed black fabric a few times. Oh, so this is, sorry, off track again. So this is I was going to do the Gemini Zodiac because that's my birth Zodiac, but I think I'm going to do Capricorn instead. That's Mike's. I don't know. I bought the Capricorn one, so I'm going to do the Capricorn. Yeah, so Capricorn constellation by, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I don't think I ever pronounced it right. It's called MariBoriEmbroidery on Etsy. And this is what the finished pattern looks like. So yeah, they're all the same design, just the constellation's different. Obviously the constellation would be different. There we go, maybe. I don't know. Closer, further. So this is what I started yesterday. This is the last of my starts. And again, I don't know, I like it, but again, I hate stitching on the Ada. So what I plan on starting today, and I don't have it in my thing here, in my little Kindle, but what I plan to stitch today is I dyed this fabric yesterday. Let's bring it back. Oh, this is not showing up at all. This side maybe? It's a little better. It is a lot brighter in person. So I dyed it I dyed it fuchsia. Fuchsia is what the red dye is called. And of course it came out super bright, which is fine. But I didn't like it to be that bright. So I added some navy over it. And yeah, this is what I came up with. You know, a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink. But it's definitely a lot brighter in person. Sorry, I keep humming Real Big Fish. We've been listening to a lot of Real Big Fish. I'm trying to see where in the room does it look the best. Alright, anyway, sorry. But yeah, so I'm going to be stitching, it's in Hebrew, it says Love. It's a free pattern by, I think it's called freepatterns.net. I found the pattern. And it was a document with a bunch of ways to say, or a bunch of cross-stitch patterns. It was love in different languages. So because Mike's Jewish, I'm doing the Hebrew one, and I'm very excited. Very excited. So yeah, I've been dyeing a lot of fabric. So this, some dark blue. I had to dye this twice because it came out way too light. And I'm still not sure. That's obviously purple too because of the pink. Alright, anyway, sorry. So it just came out really, really light, but that's okay. So this, I'm converting colors for a pattern. I don't know if I want to tell you the pattern now or leave it for a later time. I think I'm going to leave it for a later time. I have the worst time dyeing black fabric. So when I had dyed Meant to Be, this came out and it looks, it's hard to explain colors when all your colors are not the colors they are in person. So this came out really, really dark. This is charcoal. And I originally, sorry, I have to sneeze. So this is charcoal dyed. And originally I wanted it to be for the love pattern, and I'll show you again. And I was hoping, so the edges didn't get dyed because it didn't quite fit in my pan. So I was hoping it came out more like this color. But alas, it came out really, really dark. So then I didn't want to use it for love because I didn't want it to be dark like that. I didn't want it to be a lighter gray, so it was like, you know, more romantic. So then I decided to stitch the Meant to Be on it, and it's coming out super cute, so I'm really happy with that. However, I dyed another piece of black fabric. So again, this was charcoal, came out super, super dark, almost close to black. And then I dyed another fabric in actual black, and this was the second time I dyed it. So the first time I only dyed it with, I think, like a teaspoon. And then I decided to do another one, a tablespoon, and it still came out even lighter, a lighter gray than this did. And I think I only used a teaspoon for this with the charcoal. I have no clue why it came out so much darker. So I don't know why the charcoal came out so much darker than the black, because let's me do like a comparison. I don't know if you can tell, but this, I mean, it's showing up a little bit, but this is definitely darker. And this was charcoal, and this is black, but it's clearly gray. So I did do a black that came out. Sorry, there's hair in front of the camera. Cat hair, of course. I did dye some with the black that came out really well, and I feel like the only so a couple things. I did use different fabric, but I've also had this problem using the same fabric, so I don't think it's the fabric. I think the fabric definitely plays into the problem, but I know because I've dyed the same fabric, that's not necessarily the fabric, if that makes any sense. So this is Monaco by Charles Craft, and then this is the Artiste and Zygarde. Is that how you say it? Zygarde? Something like that. You know, the, this is, you know, made by Hobby Lobby, but uses the Zygarde. Is it Zygarde? I think it's Zygarde. The Zygarde fabric. But it's definitely a lot thinner and softer, which I kind of like more. I definitely like it a little bit more than this, because this is definitely thicker. I don't know, if I hold it up to the light, you can't see through this for sure. Can you see up through this one? Yeah, you can definitely see through this one a little bit. Yeah, so this one's definitely thinner. I mean, so whatever. So maybe it just absorbed more dye and it is more thicker, so it's more opaque. Maybe. But like I said, I've dyed, I believe both the ones I dyed were the Monaco. So my tip for getting a truer black is to use the, I've mentioned this in a previous video. It's the Dye Stay. I think it's called Dye Stay by Rit. And what you do is you dye it first, and then when you're done dyeing, you dunk it into a Dye Stay bath. And it's supposed to keep that color. Because I think what's happening is just the black's just rinsing out for whatever reason. Like a lot of it, it just like won't retain the color. So I might do that today. I'm kind of tired of dyeing. I've dyed a lot of fabric over the past 2 days. So, but yeah, this gray, I don't know, part of me is also like, maybe I'll just stitch on gray. I'm kind of tired of stitching on black, just because my eyes, my poor eyes, but I don't know, because this is for a Galaxy one as well. So I definitely think I want it to be darker. Sorry, I might just woke up, so Link's, of course, meowing at him. I don't know. We'll have to see. I might dye it again, but I have to determine soon because, with Stitch Mania, there's no time for resting. You gotta go, go, go. So I had to like shuffle some of my projects around and change them out because I didn't have colors or whatever. A little unprepared, but. And then same thing with this blue. This blue, you know, it kind of faded to like a steely blue, but I'm kind of okay with that. I think I still want to stitch on it in the colors that I was thinking. I think I'm okay with this lighter gray blue. So what else? Oh, so I stitched, or I bought, I should be having like a lot of hauls soon when all of my stuff gets here. So I did order a bunch of patterns from 123 Stitch. Hopefully those will arrive in time for Maynia. If not, I'll do 20 stars throughout the month of May, not necessarily within the first 20 days, which is probably what my goal should have been, just because, number one, ordering and getting things here in time, and number two, I usually do cross stitch every day, but I don't know, something about like forcing myself to make a new start every day is kind of like, I don't know, not bumming me out. Bumming me out isn't the right term, but like, it's just a lot. Maybe burning me out, maybe that's the right term, but it's a lot. So, I don't know, I'm like smiling at me. Anyway, I think that's that's it for Maynia. My Maynia starts, my first full week of Maynia starts. And then I think I have this week and then a few next week. Hopefully. Maybe. But hopefully we'll get some finishes. So that's exciting. So I'll see you guys next week. Happy stitching. Bye.